Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things fandom on this channel, and we talk about it in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place. We're so happy to have you here today. Today also happens to be Terrifying Tuesday on this channel, where we talk about all things horror. And today, friends, we have to talk about Scream. And the definitive truth is Stu Macher still alive? May have just been answered, so let's jump right into it. So okay, if you're a fan of the Scream franchise, you no doubt know Stu Macher's fate. Stu Macher is not around. He hasn't been around since the first movie, and this is definitive, except that it's not, because several fans have speculated this over and over and over again. Even on our channel, we have talked about the different ways that he could come back, the different ways that they could explain it, the ways that we already kind of have seen happening with him appearing in the background of different movies as just background characters, even appearing in the fictional movie within the franchise as the voice of one of those killers. So yes, we have seen him return, but never as the character proper. In this last movie, he was revealed to be an AI specter of none other than the actual people behind the ghost face mask. And this is sort of a problem, because fans really wanted him back, and then they said the test audiences saw the test footage of him back, and they didn't like it. And that's why we didn't get Stu Macher back. Not because a lot of fans didn't want it, but because the test audience didn't like the test footage. So this is a bit of a problem. Well, now Matthew Lillard has come out and told us exactly what happened there. And it's mind-blowing. So basically, he said during a recent panel at a fan expo in Denver that he and Kevin Williamson actually filmed the post-credit scene for Scream 7 that would have had Stu Macher very much alive. He had told Kevin Williamson that they spend the entire movie proving that Stu is alive, and then Stu doesn't come out that door, people are going to be bummed. He said what we should do is we should do a post-credit scene where Stu is just watching TV somewhere. Yeah, alive. We shot it. So he said, I will say, when they showed it to the test audiences, they showed it without credits. So they go into the end of the movie, they show me in the reflection watching TV, and it didn't work because they didn't test it right, I think. He said it would have been completely different with the end credits. Now, this is crazy. This is actually something that is awesome to think about, because he's not wrong. If you just saw this reflection of a guy and maybe you didn't know who this guy was, they may have seen some guy sitting there like, oh, okay, this is the guy that they've been showing during this entire thing. We don't know what this test audience consisted of, but to show Stu Macher sitting there watching the TV without that end credit scene being in place, just showing him slapping it on to the end of the movie, yeah, I can see where that might have been disheartening to some viewers. Even the viewers that maybe were a little bit familiar with Scream. They're just like, yeah, okay, whatever. But here's the thing. If they had done the whole end credit scene, I think that it would have been better. I think showing the credits would have been amazing, because then you have that buildup. You have that Marvel movie universe. You have that, oh, wait, I now have to see Scream 8 without a shadow of a doubt because this guy's back. And then once you do something like that, you take them and you give them this Marvel Cinematic Universe style end credit scene, and they're like, okay, yes. And I could see where that would make a difference. Even with people who are familiar with Scream. If you just see Stu Macher watching TV at the end, it's like, okay. Maybe I'm a little excited, but this doesn't really work for me. But if you give the viewers that end credit scene, that final little moment at the end of the credits where it is this Marvel Cinematic Universe build up, then boom, you have something. You have something that fans are going to absolutely eat up. You have that moment that the fans are going to want to take it to the next level. They're going to want to look at this and be like, wow, Stu Macher's back, baby. And it's all about the sequel and all the stuff like that, right? They're going to want that nostalgic feeling in the next movie. They're going to be like, I want Stu Macher to be alive. Or maybe, you do have to play devil's advocate a little bit. Maybe there's people that would have watched the end credit scene had they put it in there at the end credits and known what Scream is, like 100% seen every Scream movie, and they don't like Stu Macher, and they don't want him back, and they're just like done with Scream forever. That's understandable too. It doesn't make those people any less fans than the people who want Stu Macher back. I'm 1,000% down for them to bring him back or not bring him back. It just depends on how they're doing it. If they had done this, I will admit I would be really excited. I would be like, this is cool. I can't wait to see where they take him in the next movie. Because granted, we didn't get to see him in this one. But this is like a promise. This is a statement saying we will get to see him in the next movie. And that's something that's worth noting, because this isn't just like, oh, we're going to put him in the end credit scenes. He's going to be alive and we're never going to show him again. The fact that they showed him is something that's changed the face of Scream forever, because even though it didn't test well with audiences, even though it didn't make it to the final project, that footage is out there. That footage is there. And sure, that may never prove to be canon. But every Stu Macher fan in existence just lit up in absolute glee, because we know that this means that Stu Macher is indeed alive, and he was watching the TV, and he was looking, and he is ready. And any time that they choose to bring him back now, any time at all, they have their way. They have their solution. And it may not be the absolute best. It may not even be the one they use. But this actually proves that Stu Macher could, would, and was meant to be alive. Whether or not we get it in actual canon or not, I think this definitively tells us that Stu Macher is alive. And that Stu Macher is not just alive, but he is watching TV somewhere, waiting for the perfect time to strike. And I like that a lot better than getting some ghost character coming in to haunt another character. Yeah, Billy's ghost thing was cool because it wasn't really a ghost. It was sort of a figment of her imagination. But yeah, it just, to me, that part was the weakest part of that whole thing. Even though I love the Carpenter sisters, I love both of those characters, I would be down 1,000% for them to come back. And especially now, if you think about it with them coming back and Stu Macher is alive, think of the possibilities we could get there. We could get pretty much Billy's ghost guiding her to kill Stu Macher. And that would be something. That would be cool. I'm not even gonna lie. I would sign up for that movie like 1,000,000 times over. Sign me up. I'll go see it. That's just the way it is. But there's also something to be said for Stu Macher just never appearing on screen. If they never bring this to fruition, if Stu Macher never makes it onto our screen, Scream can go a whole different way. It could go the way of AI. AI killers everywhere, using the faces of the people that you love, and it could be anyone, and it's kind of like an extra Ghostface mask for the Ghostface killers in Scream. And I'm okay with that too, if it's done right, if it's done cool, if it's done proper. And then you have the idea that there could be the cult of Ghostface, and that could be a thing too. And I'm down for that to be a thing. Let's have the cult of Ghostface. Let's show that. Let's do that. Let's make Kirby's job have a reason to actually be there. If it's copycat killers all over the country, all over the world, then Kirby has a reason to exist. And we've been through this. I'm all about more Kirby. Come on. So I think that this is a good sign. But that, my friends, is where I'm going to leave it off to you guys. I want to hear from each and every one of you. What do you guys think about this? Are you excited about this news? Could you see Stu Macher coming back this way? Could you see this happening in Scream 8, them deciding to use this footage? What do you guys think? Whatever you're thinking, I want to hear from you guys. There's no wrong answer. Remember, we're all fans at the end of the day. Just make sure you're sharing those comments with me and sharing this video with all of your friends so that they don't miss a single video we do. If you like positive content, you're going to want to hit that like button so the algorithm knows this. It can't hurt. It can only help. Tell the algorithm you want more positive content in your feed. And then if you like our channel personally, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that notification bell right next to it. And I can't wait to talk more about all of the fandoms we love. There's so many fandoms to talk about. And you know it and I know it. Fandom is family.